So it's been about 2 months now since Cindy and I have been reunited back here in Australia after spending about a year and a half apart, unfortunately due to COVID. However, I won't go into all those crazy details in this video as I've already previously made a video about all that. However, I thought I'd put together this video of our trip up to far north Queensland. This was our first trip together actually in about 2.5 years, so it was great spending some quality time together. And it sort of worked out perfectly because I had a bunch of flight credit left over from previous failed holiday attempts in 2020 and the start of this year. But yeah, I didn't really have any major plans for this trip. I think the idea was, go up there for 3 nights, get a small taste of far north Queensland, hire out a car, maybe go see some of the major sites I was more interested in, such as the Daintree rainforest, crocodiles, Great Barrier Reef, and just try and enjoy it and get a small taste for it. But yeah, we had a really great time in our small trip up to far north Queensland, and I'm sure it will show through in this video here. So anyways, enjoy, and if you're heading up to Queensland, hopefully this will get you more excited. Take care. Okay, it is currently the day before heading up to Cairns. We're going to be leaving bright and early tomorrow morning at about 7:15. But we're both super excited for this trip. Neither of us have been up to far north Queensland. Cindy's actually never been up to Queensland before, so that'll be something new for her, which will be awesome. And the change in weather, I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most. It's quite cool down here in Adelaide, so yeah, looking forward to it. So I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. After waking up at 5:30, we made our way off to the airport. For some reason, I've never been the best sleeper the night before going away, as I always feel I need to check my alarm. Now you'll hear the lovely early morning pitch in my voice. It's holiday time. What's the time, Big Bon?
6:20.
6:20. Just arrived at the airport. Adelaide to Cairns is around a 2-hour, 45-minute flight. And if you're a local in Australia, you'll know there is no in-flight entertainment on Jetstar domestic flights. So for majority of the flight, I listen to music and podcasts. You can purchase snacks and small meals such as hot noodles on board. However, I just went for a simple protein bar to tie me over until lunch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cairns. Jetstar would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land. We would also like to pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging.
Okay, we are finally out. Oh, hair's looking nice and comb over right now. I was talking about my hair, it's looking like full comb over. I'm gonna have to shave that eventually. Anyways, we are now waiting for our shuttle bus to come pick us up to go to our car rental. We've actually gone with Access, I believe it's called, Access Car Rentals. I'll put the name down here anyway. So yeah, and it's nice and warm outside. What's your first impressions?
Exciting.
Cairns, exciting?
And it's nice here.
Warmer, isn't it?
Warm.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Yahoo!
As we arrived in Cairns in the late morning, we still had a few hours to kill before checking into our hotel. So once we picked up our rental car, we made our way up to Crystal Cascades, which is roughly a 20-minute drive from the airport. Alright, we're here at Crystal Cascades. First stop after picking up the car today. I've no idea if you're even going to be able to hear me here because of the water, but this place is absolutely stunning. Crystal Cascades is a freshwater creek with numerous waterfalls and swimming holes just 20 minutes drive outside of Cairns. It's a popular destination for locals and tourists to have a dip and relax amongst the tropical rainforest setting. The national park opens from 5 AM to 9 PM daily, and unlike a lot of places in the far north, you don't have to worry about crocodiles here. After spending some time at Crystal Cascades, it was time for us to check into our hotel. And typical me, I typed in Hilton Cairns on Google Maps, not realising we were staying at the Doubletree by Hilton a few blocks up the road. So this also filled in some time before check-in, however thankfully the staff said we were not the only ones to do the same. So you know, Cindy and I are known amongst our friends as massive foodies. So that's why the first meal when we were in Cairns, we've decided to, order some Domino's. So try out the local Domino's pizza here, you know, because it's very unique to the region. With our hotel deal, we were offered a complimentary bottle of wine upon arrival, which we decided to enjoy on the balcony of our room and enjoy the moment.
I'm just taking a picture of the moon. It's really pretty.
Later that evening, we went out for dinner and enjoyed a few drinks before resting early, as we planned to drive up north the following day. In this next clip, you'll probably see I wasn't so honest about only having a few drinks. Alright, it's bright and early, 6:30 on Tuesday, our second day here in Cairns. And the plan for today is we're going to be heading up north, up to Palm Cove, Mossman Gorge, and make our way up to just before the Daintree. There's a spot where they're going to have some ferries, and we're going to hop on one of them. I wonder if I said how to like ferries there, but anyways, I'm going to hop on one of these ferries and try and look for some crocodiles before heading up to the Daintree National Park Discovery Centre. And yes, I'm quite tired. Okay, we just got back from breakfast buffet downstairs, and now the plan is we're going to be heading out north up to Palm Cove before going on towards Mossman Gorge and then up towards the Daintree. So, big drive today, time to get going. "27 kilometres north of the city centre lies the coastal suburb of Palm Cove. The pristine beaches and palm tree-lined paths are a popular tourist destination and a great spot to snap up a few photos. The area is home to many different resorts and hotels for those choosing to stay outside of central Cairns, and after our visit, I can certainly see why it's such a popular destination in the area. After the short break in Palm Cove, it was time to continue north along the Captain Cook Highway. The 75-kilometre stretch of road weaves along the scenic coastline from Cairns to Mossman, connecting to far north destinations such as Port Douglas and the Daintree National Park. So we've been on this Captain Cook Highway now for maybe, 20, 30 minutes. And we've almost been like stuck in this convoy with like 4 or 5 other cars. And there's one truck who's flying around. He's obviously a local, but I have no idea how like he's driving a truck that big, like so fast around here. Not that we're going fast, of course, but you know, he's gone a lot quicker than I've seen other trucks go. After a 45-minute drive from Palm Cove, we arrived at Mossman Gorge. Unfortunately, from a lack of prior research, we didn't have the time required to see this site. I didn't realise, so I thought maybe, after the car park you can just walk to the gorge or something, but it turns out, from what I understand, you have to get a shuttle bus, which takes you up the hill towards the gorge, and just time-wise, unfortunately we don't have any time to do that today because we have a little river cruise up in the Daintree to go see some crocs at 10:45. So yeah, I asked him at the counter if we're gonna have enough time. So I suppose if anyone wants to come to Mossman Gorge, they've got to factor in maybe to be at least here an hour and a half minimum. So unfortunately we're gonna miss out on that one today, but hey, at least we've gone up to the Daintree and Cape Tribulation, so these things happen. After this small stuff up, we made the short drive up to the Daintree River, where at 10:45 we had a 1-hour crocodile and wildlife spotting tour. Although there are a few companies running tours along the river, we chose Solar Whisper, where we only paid $50 for the two of us. Solar Whisper is the only electric powered boat that takes tours on the Daintree River and allows tourists to view the crocodiles and wildlife without having in effect on their habitat or scaring them while gliding nearby. In saying this, all the crocodiles are very used to the boats, as the tours have operated in the area for over 30 years, so if you're up here, you'll still have the same viewing opportunities from all the available tour companies. The extra that Solar Whisper has going for it is that it comes with a dog called Pepper that loves a good pet.
Female that lives in here, we call her Dusty. I've seen this one before, not even on my last trip when I came back from the last trip. This is one we call Charlotte. Charlotte lives around here. She often crawls out somewhere around here. And Charlotte, we found out that Charlotte is actually Charlotte. What I mean is she's actually a girl. Is an adult female. She is, we think, about 30-35 years old. She had babies for a while now. And she is actually as big as the females grow. If you see any crocodile bigger than this crocodile, will be a boy. The girls don't grow bigger than 3.5 meters.
It wouldn't have been any more than 5 minutes before we came across our first crocodiles in the wild. These amazing reptiles can live almost as long as humans, and males grow up to lengths of 6 meters or 20 feet. Paleontologists suggest the reptiles have lived in Australia for up to 100 million years, surviving extinction events through their versatile bodies, thriving in or out of the water, and in Queensland alone, it's said there are roughly 30,000 crocodiles in the wild today. The tour operator was incredibly knowledgeable about the crocs and wildlife in the area. He also has a keen eye for spotting smaller wildlife, such as snakes, birds, and baby crocodiles, which most tourists wouldn't pick up. There is also a camera linked to a TV screen on the boat, so if you're having trouble finding the animals, the operator can zoom in with his camera, which is then projected on the screen.
The grey one, that's the Adelaide. You can see the little crocodile sitting on the mud there. They start out weighing about 50 grams when they crawl out of the egg, and the heaviest crocodile ever officially recorded weighed around 1,000 kilos. So that's a 20,000 times increase in weight. They're one of the biggest increases in weight of any animal.
The crocodile and wildlife cruise was easily one of the best experiences on the trip, and if you're ever up this way, I highly recommend it. After the cruise, we made our way over the ferry to visit the Daintree Discovery Centre. However, I'll split this video into 2 halves so you can see the remainder of the trip in the next video. In part 2, we spent some time in the Daintree Discovery Centre before making our way up to our final destination of Cape Tribulation. What do you say, take our chances?
But I'm scared. I'll run.
And when we weren't on the lookout for crocodiles, I was forced to face one of my biggest fears. So we just got back into the car from the Daintree Discovery Centre. On the way back to the car, I got a little bit startled. And why did I get startled? What did we see, Cindy?
Dragonfly.
I hate dragonflies. Where? These things, there he is. These things know I don't like them.
They're like you.
They're always out to get me. The remainder of the video is from our 3rd day in Cairns and finally ending the trip and heading home. I hope you've enjoyed this first part to our Cairns trip and stick around to watch part 2. Until then, all the best and take care.